to you from the dirty South, Winston-Salem, North Carolina. I had to get some water. I took a sleep this afternoon. Not a nap, a sleep. Didn't even do my video of my dad today. Been a long week. Trying to make that money before the end of the year, and getting real. The turn of the year is when we start talking about the national and things like that, and just trying to get my money right. I feel like I looked at the times for what's up, Hodges. What's going on, brother? So it looks like I'm going to go on the weekend of this March 7th, I think, to Philly for the Philly show. Hopefully my Philly friends can at least get off for one day. I plan on being there Saturday and Sunday. Thank you, Hitman. Yeah, I'm not going to have Yankees. I always wear the Mets, but I feel like Ricky is an A or a Yankee. I do feel like he's an A, A's, but yeah, I had to get some water. I was like, I got to get water, and I know Joe that the wrestling entrance. I need to get a belt. Hey, what's up, Stuke? Yeah, it's no disrespect to the Yankees. I saw where somebody wrote that before. He is famous. I'm the greatest and whatever. Was with the A's. He played with so many teams, and even my Mets. So he's going to be. What's up, James? He's definitely a personality that's going to be missed in our sports hobby, sports at signings. Man, you and Fabian was so happy when he walked by, gave you the fist, and I mean that in a non-sexual way. Yeah. What's up, Jeff? Nice turnout already tonight. Loving it. I hope everybody's doing well on this holiday weekend. Ready for Christmas on Wednesday. For me, it's just a couple of days off, even though I'm enjoying it. Like I said, when I got Brad's gift and Ed's, it's like been really nice this year watching the community, just knowing what each other. It really shows that we watch each other's stuff, and because it's easy to buy stuff or have something and you think of somebody, but when you get deep cuts, like secondary, third dairy, I've been loving Hitman showing his room off. Me and him have meeting him and getting to know him this past year has been a blessing for me. And I'll be talking more about that in the look back. Oh, we got somebody on. He's awake, brothers and sisters. Let's bring him to the stage. Our long lost brother from Philly, Mike O. What is up, brother? How you feeling this evening?
Well, I've been up since 2:30 in the morning, so I'm pretty tired. And my battery is about 17%, but I wanted to at least make a cameo, At the very least, I wanted to show up for a little bit,
Well, I appreciate you, brother.
Give you some company.
Yeah. What I was saying, this year, getting to know Hitman, let me get back to that. And we have a lot of things that we do in our collecting world. But I love his batting cages, mustaches, saving cards. His thought process is really original.
Rescuing cards,
rescuing cards. And all of that is refreshing to a collector like me and to others. I hear more and more people come to him and talk about that stuff. So, and I'll be talking about things this year in my next show or my year's end shows. I have been, back to purchasing cards. Nothing crazy, like I've been saying. here, and this Christmas weekend, just enjoying the holidays this year end. And like I said, Mike, usually, the year's end, what does that tell you? That's not too far off. It'll be on us before we know it, is the National and the start of all card show season in the spring. I mean,
yeah, before you know it, we'll be getting a checklist for 2025 tops.
That's right.
That probably releases in probably less than 2 months, probably 50 some days would be my guess.
Yeah. So when you were doing your sales yesterday, I was sitting there thinking, we're not too far off from pitchers and catchers. That's the end of February. So,
no, it's hard to believe, like football season. We're 2 weeks of the regular season left now. Like,
yeah,
and it's been kind of a whirlwind for me personally since October. So I'm like, where the hell did this season go?
Right. Yeah, and I mean, I know with your work schedule, that's why, I haven't. I know that you're not available for at least from like late November through through the first week of January. 2 days to ho-ho, 2 months to soda. So hey, do you think Mookie that we're gonna get that Pete is coming back? Because there's still one more first baseman out there that hasn't signed. Goldsmith being taken off the board. We got
been a lot of trades and stuff too.
Yeah. I saw how did y'all get Luzardo? Was that a trade or a signing?
Yeah, it was a trade.
Okay. Man, y'all, that's a pitcher y'all needed.
They traded 2 prospects, one of them being shortstop prospect who's like off the charts defensively. And then they think he's going to be a good hitter, but he just turned 19, so he's probably a couple years away.
Right. And Philly's ready to win now.
Yeah.
And they got to make a move. I'm sorry, when you're in the same division, you have to make moves to match your other teams that are making moves in that division to get better. About 3.5 weeks till Dallas card show. There you go, Zach. See, that's what I'm looking at. Mets need. You're right. But we did pick up a left-handed bullpen, which was desperate. We need one more starter. I know they met with the Japanese pitcher this week. I think that's what's holding them up from signing anybody else. Eric is trying to get another pitcher. I was hoping Corbin wouldn't be asking for a ransom and maybe we had a chance for him. But with our owner, you never know what he's willing to do. So, I just want to we do need at least one more arm in the rotation. I would love to. We need an 8th inning guy too. We desperately need an 8th inning guy to lock it down for Diaz. So that'll make me feel better as well. But hasn't been a lot of crazy moves, Mike, in this all season. It's kind of like last year where it's a little stagnant.
Yeah, I mean, there was that monster move and, some movement, a lot of first baseman movement lately that's starting to fall into place, which makes you think maybe Alonso will find a home, potentially back with the Mets. But Goldschmidt to the Yankees, Nate Lowe got traded to the Nationals today from Texas. Carlos Santana went back to, I think, Cleveland. Like, there are like 4 or 5 first basemen who found homes in the last 2-3 days. So,
well, there was some talk about him being traded there this year, so it might not be next year. What's up, Josh? Yeah, Christian
Walker too. Yeah, he signed with Houston.
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. It's Pete. I don't know if Pete's going to get the years, but I think the Mets will come off the money for him. But yeah, you're right, Eric. We need pitching, but. Anyway, into the collecting world, we lost Ricky. That's, if I wonder why I'm wearing my A's hat. Of course, I don't have a Yankees hat, but I feel like A's is very appropriate for Ricky. Eric
should have broke out like the Padres hat.
I don't have one. I used to have the swinging Friar hat, and I want that back. Pretty much destroyed it in the Pacific Ocean when I lived in California. And
lost to the Pacific.
Lost, but yeah, so in our hobby world, that's Eric made a point on Twitterx today or yesterday about making sure these older players. This was a guy that was in shape. Everybody's seen him. I mean, if you saw him at the National, he didn't look like he was going to pass away in the winter. No way, no how. And those cards, and especially autos. Ricky's got a lot of autos out there, but it was
not one of the. If you had to make a list of the top 20 you thought might go, he wouldn't even come to your mind.
Right. So but these older guys, if you want to get something, we probably don't want to hesitate, but you can't buy everything. That's the thing. And when somebody passes, it's like, oh shoot, I wish. Now I have a very nice Rickey Henderson auto that's on one of my shelves. Let me see if it's handy. After I moved everything around. Oh, let me go.
And Ricky was baseball good and hobby good. I know that's an expression Eric likes to use. He's good in both.
Now, I have this one of one that I pulled out of the archives, which is one of my favorite when it was affordable. I mean, really, the veteran one is not too pricey, but I really liked opening this. I like it, and I'm happy when I pull a Ron Say. The veteran cards I really like. So this is a 101 Rickey Henderson I pulled out of Topps Archives a few years ago. So very happy that I own a rookie in a Oakland A's uniform auto. So I would you think of the Field of Dreams and he's there. It's just stealing. Somebody wrote a meme, he was asleep when he passed because if he was awake he would have outrun death. So we missed a very big person. We're going to be missing a very big personality. So also going on with the hobby right now, a lot of end of the year. How much do we have any more 24 products still waiting to come out, Mike?
Of course we do. Of course, this shit will be coming out for a while still. I know for sure Topps Archives comes out January 8th. What else did I see? Triple Threads, I think, just went up for pre-sale. And I clicked on it and saw it was $500 a box, and I clicked off of it. I mean, I'm not like Triple Threads. A lot of people love Triple Threads. It's not even my top 25 favorite products. Like there's a couple cool relics in it. The autographs are always sticker autos. Like I've never been a huge fan of it, but I know it's obviously popular in the hobby. And I'm sure there's some other stuff coming out that's not coming to mind. I think Bowman's Best that went for pre-sale a little while ago.
Well,
that I think releases
Heritage High, which I forgot. Heritage
High.
They
haven't even. I don't even think they've announced that yet, but that's definitely going to come out.
Is the mini the online only?
I mean, it was for the regular release, so I'm sure they'll do the same thing. I find it hard to believe Topps will turn down an opportunity to print some more stuff and collect some more cash.
Right. Times 10, baby. Times 10.
So I'm sure there's still quite a few products. There'll probably be stuff that comes out, some higher end stuff that'll come out after Series 1 2025. I am kind of surprised they haven't. Usually by now we at least have the design for the 2025
I
product.
was just thinking about that, and even card number 1. I haven't heard who's. I'm sure it's going to be Shohei. I would bet. I know Eric is pushing for
Maybe it'll be
Bobby,
Paul Skeens.
I don't know if Skeens has got the popularity. I think his popularity is not as big as Shohei right now.
Well, who was on it this year? I don't know. Was it
What's up,
Acuna in
Bronx
Series
Blades?
1? It was Acuna, Soto, and the rookie pitchers, right?
Yeah. So yeah, I feel like the opening day would be, it's with Shohei, you know they can't go wrong with that, and I mean even with Judge having a poor playoff run, I mean he's still a dark Soto. I mean I wouldn't be surprised to see Soto on a be cover boy in card number 1. I mean you just don't know. Fanatics are still putting out 23 basketball products.
There have been a lot of basketball all of a sudden. Cosmic Chrome. What else just came out? Finest or something? I don't know.
Right. I just don't keep up with the basketball. I tried to stay awake for the I wanted to watch at least the first half of the USC UConn women's basketball last night, and I couldn't even do that. So, and I mean the NCAA first round of the football has not been all that great. So I haven't watched any NFL this weekend. Shame on me. No, I watched a little bit of the fourth quarter of the Ravens pummeling the Steelers yesterday. So don't know much going on right now. I have to catch up. Like I said, I came home from work today, ate, and passed out till I got up to do this.
I wish I would have passed out.
Yeah, I just oh, okay, that's cool. I came home, I called my dad. I was like, I can't do it today. I couldn't even see straight. I wasn't feeling good either. I ate barbecue and it did not sit well with me today. Some brisket. And,
Got some bad brisket?
no, I don't know if it was bad or it just didn't sit on me right. I don't know.
Couldn't
Today
take
was
the
my
sauce?
8th day. I threw the sauce away. I didn't even put it on there. It's my 8th day in a row working. Tomorrow be number 9. So I don't know if that's just catching up with me a little bit or what. What's up, Orlando? But anyway, back to collecting. It was so a couple weeks ago, Brad asked me a question. I just wanted to revisit it real quick. Was, do I think there's too much base? I guess he meant flagship being printed, and I don't think so, because the more I thought about it, and I wanted to revisit it because I kind of got sidetracked on other things that got me ranting a little bit on it. And the more I thought about it, I wanted to give a better answer, and because I don't think we collect the base anymore. We collect the inserts, the numbered cards, the shiny stuff. The basis of filler. That's why I get so mad. The only reason why I get upset with the companies is now we print so much and have so much other stuff that we don't have the one per pack, or you only get 2 colors in a box, and things that are used to be common, not a common hit, or a little bit better, like the gold cards, numbered to the year. You used to get, how many of those in a box? 3, 4 of them. Now you're lucky to get 1. And yes, Hitman, and I agree. I collect base rookie cards, and when I used to open up, I sell the numbered stuff, unless it's a player I'm collecting. So right now, I don't know if the Mets are going to have a rookie this year, but like Ronnie, and when I came across the Skeens, cover your ears, Eric, I would pick them up as long as it's affordable. Who else last year was I picking up, Mike? Was it anybody?
We mean last year, like
Ronnie,
this year,
yeah,
2024.
2024. I think it was Ronnie and Mauricio, Sega, and Singa in the Cup. I mean, that's about it. I mean, but if there's a rookie I'm really high on or a player I really like, that's when I'll go after the not just the base. Yeah, the base is, and I don't care if they print enough for everybody in the world to get one. I don't care. I like the value and I like building a value. Of course, everybody wants value in their collection, but there's other stuff to build that value that you PC collect or whatever, where everybody getting a base card, who gives a crap, right? Yeah, I don't know how you feel about that, Mike. How do you feel?
I mean, I think there's a segment of the hobby that still collects base, and that's primarily what they collect. I think that's dwindled in terms of the psycho collectors, and the psycho collectors are the lunatics who spend time watching Big Scott 35. No offense to everyone watching. I mean that in the nicest of ways, but the average collector does not spend 50 hours a week watching stuff on YouTube and reading forums and hours a day on Twitter, like all this stuff. Like I don't know how much time you spend on the hobby a week, Scott, but for me, I mean, granted, the last couple of months has been a little tougher for me. I mean, even if I'm not working within the hobby, I'm spending like 40 hours a week doing something with my collection. And then when I'm doing the selling stuff, I might spend 70, 80 hours a week. So of course, like all the super high end collectors and the people who are really paying attention, you're not gonna sit there and have discussions online about, random base cards, new base cards. But there are still a lot of people who buy a box, once every 3 weeks, once a month at Target or Walmart or wherever. That stuff, and they're maybe buying the sets and they're putting stuff in binders, and still kids and stuff. And there are a segment of kids, who are the high end collectors who have these $40,000 collections that they haul around every show. But I still don't think that's everyone. There's still tons of team collectors, set builders, and stuff like that. Maybe not as high of a percentage as back in the day because there's so much focus on the value. I mean, and whether we like to talk about the value or not talk about the value, all that, like there's obviously a segment of the hobby that's what drives the expensiveness of the hobby is the value. So I don't know. I mean, there's definitely things have certainly changed for sure.
Right. Yeah. That's why I just think, because like,
it's just a blanket statement to say like nobody collects base. Like there's certain people who obviously don't. So, like for me, I say it all the time. One of the things I look forward to the most every year is like the base team set, adding to that.
The flagship.
Yeah. Like, and I like color parallels and all that stuff too, but it kind of also depends from set to set.
Well, let's look at when we're at the National. We went down to the basement, sat down, and there was a table full of cards just sitting there, and we just rummaged through them, and we were finding stuff that somebody else thought was trash and we thought was beautiful, nice cards.
And some of it, there was some stuff in there that had value. Some things, some people,
don't understand what they're looking at.
Some people don't know, and some people don't care to. Like they
pulled the autos out and left the rest. Which I understand. It depends on how you personally hobby. I don't have, and it was left there for us kids to go through, and I thank them for it. And we left behind cards for other kids to go through. I do like the fact, that's Eric. I think that's where a lot of people are leaving the hobby now, is because it's not easy anymore to flip. The work they don't want to grind. My man that's on here now works a full-time job and then works a full-time job grinding. We know JT grinds. We know Ryan. We have a lot of people that stick around and been doing this a long time that understands that at the peak, it was easy. You could buy a box, get the rookies graded, and flip at least the rookies for, $40-$50 and get $35-$40 out of a rookie base card. And then if you hit something really nice, you really, made your money back. But the work is, when it's not easy, people start pulling out. Putting sets together is old school. Yeah, I would say that, James. And I would say also old school is just not necessarily yeah, 2021 was a hell of a drug. I've done this video in the past where you and your friends just put in a few dollars each to, back in the day, you can get a box with $20-$25. You sit in the floor and you just separate out what cards each one of y'all want.
The original breaks.
And, I feel like that's gone. Why so many of us like watching guys showing binders, because that type of stuff, that's the old school collecting that most of us really enjoy. I have a binder wall. My man Hitman's got binders. You watch Eric, he's got binders. He's got me in the Z-Folios, Dave, most of my group that I talk to are binder collectors, I like to call them. It's just, and it's not just to us, it's a lot of people still that have channels, even if they're selling or whatever. It's just refreshing. I love watching Nate do his binder rummaging and stuff like that. It's just so cool. And it's just that's really old school. But back to just, I just wanted to clarify, because I went off on a tangent rant where I super collect binders. There you go. I went on a tangent where, but I feel like base cards to me equals flagship. And I wanted to clarify that, because I don't really like even Heritage and other stuff. I don't care if they print Heritage to the moon and back. Heritage is not, that's for the collectors, really. That's, unless it's a red, auto, is when you really start making any money out of Heritage. Archives, Allen and Ginter, that's all collector stuff. And that's why I don't know why the prices have kind of gone up on some of that. Heritage is still kind of down, but do you feel the same way about that product, Mike? That they're still kind of collector fodder? You don't really see a lot of people trying to flip that stuff too much.
Yeah, I mean, Heritage has lost its luster a little bit with the age of the hits. Like, in terms of, there's obviously people who still buy it, collect it. I mean, build sets of it. I don't think it's as popular as when it was 50s designs or even 60s designs. And it's not a hit heavy. You can get stuff that's valuable in it, but it's hard to seek out. It takes work and effort to look for some of the rare stuff to even understand it. And, it's very difficult to get autographs, stuff like that. So it's not like you said, it's a grind to buy it and sell it. So It's one of those products that's just, it's got its place, but it's not going to be insanely popular among resellers for sure.
Right. I haven't heard anything on Heritage High Number yet, Hitman. I just think they're missing an opportunity with not releasing something other than holiday at the holidays for Christmas. I don't know. Because Heritage High Number would have been something nice to put on the shelves where a mom or dad or a grandparent could pick up a blaster for $24 or $19, whatever, and stocking stuffer or whatever. Because everybody knows now. Not a lot of people know that cards are hot, but they don't understand what cards are hot. And somebody used the term shelf filler last year. Whichever I see that person, I'm going to ask, and I hopefully have it on camera what the hell that means. Because that was a disturbing term to me. If they're meaning like that type of product it's just there to take up space on a shelf and nobody wants it. Somebody wants it because it's not on the shelf for long. Even if it gets discounted, it still gets picked up. I didn't like that term. Let's see. Yes, Gary, we were talking about that a little earlier. There looks like there will definitely be product in 2025, which is probably disturbing. Are they going to be making platinum again this year?
I mean, they've now done it, what, 3-4 years in a row, so right. I don't see why not.
Yeah.
But who knows?
Let's see. Like peg warmers for action food. My Walmart had marked down 2022 and 2023 product on the shelf today. My Walmart, yeah, I have one that which I kind of stopped going to. Me and Walmart are not getting along right now. It always has marked down stuff. I don't really buy that stuff anymore. I've kind of lost that feeling. I've had more fun opening up Magic the Gathering cards and WNBA. And again, I brought this up. Barnes and Nobles on Wednesday. Again, I went there. They had a ton of cards there at mine. They had WNBA. They had baseball, football product, basketball product, TCG. Very good selection of stuff, and they usually keep it behind the registers, so you just have to go look at it. And yeah, I went in there to look for something else and just happened to walk by, because every time I usually go in there, people have already been in there, but I guess it's been forgotten about again, and there was stuff there. So if you're out looking for stuff, Barnes and Noble, don't forget, they have some stuff, and support your local bookstores. Let's see. My Walmart has I think TCP is here to stay. Very popular with 348 parallels per box. Yeah, I'm hoping there's some more WNBA stuff coming out before the season.
I mean, I'm sure there's Prism.
Yeah, I'm looking for that.
There's definitely Prism Monopoly.
For WNBA?
Yeah, it comes out, I think, in mid-January, maybe.
Yeah. And I picked up some was it SP hockey? For it's 23-24. So I did get I picked up, as they say, the right box. Let's see if I have it handy here. So I did get a Luke Hughes rookie card, which I was happy with. The third Hughes brother. Let's see here. Yeah, so I did pick up the right one. So I got a Connor Bedard rookie card out of that the other day. So there's stuff to pick up in stores, and there were that was a blaster I picked that out of. I did get some hanger packs. Let's see, or can they copyright print 2024 cards at 2025? Seems like fraud. Gary, I was kind of thinking the same thing. Like, I got that Connor Bedard, right, this past week. It's 23-24 product in 24-25 year. Is it really his rookie? I mean, it says rookie. I mean, it's their first rookie in that product. I mean, I
Gotta
guess.
have Eric on. Have him talk about the rookie card logo. I know that's one of his favorite things
Yeah,
in the hobby.
yeah, and it's kind of disturbing how. Right, that's a good point. Why can't they just start printing something else up and say, "Oh, here you go. You want a rookie card of that one?" Yeah, it's kind of, especially with upper deck. I feel bad for them. They're the redheaded stepchild of the, of the big three, I guess. They're. Hopefully they can pass Panini here soon and get a little bit more respect with the printers and try to catch up, because this stuff, it's confusing me, and Lord help you if you're new, or I've told you I've heard some weird conversations. I keep looking on that one site that I brought up a few weeks ago, which is a Facebook site, and I've seen some crazy questions on there. Yeah, that, see, look, don't, yeah, it doesn't upset me. It's just like, how do we, I mean, my gosh, we're how many years out of the COVID now, and we still haven't, what I mean COVID is the shutdowns and the delays. We don't have those delays. We know most of it was corporate, fixed to jack prices. So it's like, come on, let's get this going. I swear, if I win a lottery, I'm making a printer. I'm going to open a print shop and print cards for just Upper Deck and make $1 million, because I don't understand. It can't be that lack of printers out. Why weren't this an issue before COVID? But COVID, now we have an issue with that. So with getting this shit printed, and it's like once they're behind, they can't catch up. And I know they have contracts to fill, and my gosh, luckily the NHL is very understanding with Upper Deck, because Upper Deck was there when nobody else was with them. So it's tough. But yeah, I mean, oh, okay, cool, battery, cool. Because the other thing is, like, more and more of this Bowman U stuff being printed for college stuff. I'm seeing that being, I'm sure, I didn't see Victor release anything today, but I'm going to contact him, see how he feels about this. I know that's just making his head explode about the rookie card and first cards. My gosh, it's hey, what's up? Yeah,
I feel like the collegiate stuff's really not all that popular. Again, like anything, there's gonna be a base of people who want it, but
yeah, I like collecting UVA jersey stuff, so I don't have a lot of it because it's not much of it out there.
Hey, every now and then, you never know what you're gonna find. Sometimes you find some
Tides
cards. You'll find some Richmond
Braves
minor league cards. You never know.
Yeah. I was very excited when I saw those. The reason I asked you was at Rich, because it looked like the diamond in the background, and I know that feels very, very well. I don't know how many games I've been there at that stadium, but yeah, the just the pure. Yeah, I got you there, Gary. But still, when you start looking, because I've seen a lot of, I get this a lot with so Pete Alonso, 2019, his cards that year that Bowman put out in their first set, which is just a prospect and players, like actual players in the league. Not the draft set, but their first set. It has prospects and actual players that are in the league. So Pete Alonso is a prospect in that first set in 2019. It's not his rookie card. his rookie card doesn't come out until Series 2 475. So, you know, a lot of people want to sit there when you look up cards, oh, it's his rookie card. No, that's a good example of the difference between a rookie card and a rookie year card. And I don't care. Yeah, Pete is the 2016 draft release. It's his first card. So I just like to use that Luis Robert 2020 Topps rookie card we had released before he even played was the legal. Well, we have one now, Gary, where Mauricio, he played a few games in 23, didn't reach his status yet of actually being in the league. And then last year was his rookie card, never played an inning. And this year, he looks like he'll be either starting second or first for the Mets if everything goes well, or second or third. And this year would be his rookie card, but his rookie card was last year. It makes absolutely no sense. And I know, he got hurt, but, I just feel like I really wish the good old days. Here I'm going to show in the 80s and stuff, and 70s and 90s, that they go by the hockey standard where they have to play to have the rookie card, right? Future Stars 1982, Cal Ripken. And then they had a traded version of him, which for me, here's somebody living in ignorance in a small town I didn't even know anything about until I was a grown up. So, to me, the Future Stars was his only rookie card, and the Fleer and the Don Ross, of course. But for Topps, and Topps was everything then. Was the only rookie card I cared about. Do MLB players make money? Yes, they have a players agreement. So when they're autographing, especially, they get paid for that. That's why they're saying the prices of cards are going up per box.
Oh yeah, plus all the licensing fees.
They get a little bit of that, and now I think Fanatics in their new one, I think they get a certain percentage of sales from my understanding of this new agreement. That this time, that's why the players union really enjoyed this agreement, because they saw the money being made. And see, the problem is the money wasn't being made by Topps. The money was being made on secondary by people reselling on eBay and other platforms. So it's tough to say, should the players get that money when it's almost like, I don't know, anything, toys, anything that gets resold, should G.I. Joe prices go up because the secondary market is going up on it, or, anything, should quarters with special prints on them be worth 50 cents instead of 25 cents? And that's kind of the way I look at it, because yeah, you're right, James. Let's see. Once Topps did not get punished for Alex Gordon, Topps did the whole 2006 Bowman Chrome inserts. Yep, here we are. So if players make money from cards, the PA will want RC on as many cards as possible because everyone wants the rookie. Well, Gary, I mean, do you see like the rookie debut patch? All the players want their 1/1 card. You see the bounties out for all of those. I mean, even like the lesser known players, the teams are putting bounties out, not just the players. It's kind of this hobby. I've said it. You go back to my archives. I have videos. Be careful what you wish for. We wanted it to come out of our basements and out of the closets. Here we are. And, the hobbyist in us, some of us wish we went back to the way it used to be. But here we are. It's corporate. It's the teams now have taken a huge interest in this money-making deal. The players now, or the younger players, have grown up with this hobby. Like Eric said, Bobby Witt's a collector, Trout's a collector. A lot of these guys collect. They understand. They have a better understanding. A lot of them don't sign outside of being paid. It's tougher at ball games, at major league games, to get autographs.
Just getting autographs at a card show is so expensive anymore.
Right.
Which you think about travel and all that. It's hard to blame.
So, and these players, when they retire, when you say that, Mike, that's supplements their income.
And the big paid guys, like so many guys get paid so much now, like they're not, if they don't like to sign, like some guys genuinely like to sign, they like the interaction with the fans, but if you couldn't be bothered by it, if you're not motivated by the money, because you have $100 million in the bank, it's going to cost a lot to get you to sign.
Right. Yeah. And it just, all of that considered, now it's a corporate, I one day Ed can be off on a Sunday night and be on here and spout his wisdom on this.
Maybe someday.
Someday. He was the first one to call it, corporate takeover. I mean, Eric talked about it. Mike has talked about it. You can't get the big reason why everybody loves Chicago is because of the hotels. Well, when you have so many vendors corporate there, so when all these corporations come with these huge things with all these people that work at their, corporate booths, they got to have rooms. Well, guess who's got all those hotel rooms that everybody thought was so great across the street, including me? We got pushed. The hobbyists got pushed out, and the dealers and corporate got all the first shot at all those rooms. So those rooms were taken. I know the week after I was calling, and pretty much they were sold out. We were looking for 2 adjoining rooms and gone. And our group got an Airbnb that week. We went and put a deposit down. So, corporations, they're going to go where the money is. And right now, our hobby is generating a cash cow. And it's almost, for these big rich people, a passive money. It ain't a lot of work to put into it. So, yeah, Paul, I think the closest Airbnb now is 40 minutes away, somebody was saying. So you're exactly right, Paul. It's just like, it's going to be Cleveland, and I don't have a problem with that. So 2021 Bowman's Best, 2021 Bowman Heritage. Is Bobby Witt rookie 2021 Bowman Best? What do you I'm sorry, Eric, I didn't see when you wrote that. I hope to live long enough for that whole truth to come out. Oh, about that Bowman Best debacle that year. Micah was making the donuts.
I'm actually digging for New York Mets team sets. Someone bought a Mets team set.
Smart person.
Series 1 and 2.
Planning. I booked my 2025.
Like I said, someone just buying base cards.
Okay, got you, Eric. Yeah, Carlos. And the whole national thing will shake itself out. That's one of those things, you build it, they will come. It don't matter where you have it at. I want to have.
It's still a yearly event that people
Right.
love to hang out for so many reasons, to look at cards, to enjoy cards, to see the high dollar cards, to all that. But obviously, the interaction with fellow collectors and that week long thing, like it's still for many in the hobby the best week in the year.
And I'm not trying to dog the hobby and corporate, because here's one of the best things that's happened in the last few years because of the hobby growth. We have bigger local shows. So if you can't get to the national, you most likely you have a show that's a few hours away from you. Maybe it's a 3-hour drive, but you can make it in that day and just go one day. And Dallas, Philly, Northern Virginia, Cali, the Midwest has several now. So there is. Don't let me forget Strong's, the growth that one has. So there's all these shows across the country and Toronto. Don't let me forget that, and other places in Canada. Our brothers to the north, are the evil empire Canada is now. But there's enough bigger local shows that are being carried because of the hobby growth. I mean, you got to look at I love the positives. The positives is the community has grown. You can go to more places, and you're not, the nerd that collects. I'm still a nerd that collects baseball cards or men on cardboard.
There's definitely a high percentage of society that still thinks you're a lunatic, but
right. But
there's a few more people. There's a few more people who are like, oh, you know what? You're a cool guy.
Right.
You're awesome. You collect cards. Other people roll their eyes. What the hell is wrong with this person? And like I said earlier, if they had any idea how much time was being dedicated to this hobby, they'd really think you're nuts.
Right. Yeah.
Wait, how many hours a week do you spend looking at cards, opening cards, purchasing cards, talking about cards, listening to people speak about cards, watching people show their cards? You are certifiably nuts, son.
Right. Yeah. And I mean, like, my parents have always understood, about my cards, because my cards have always been there for me when, other people or, other parts of my life failed me. Cards were there to get me through. If it was the winter and I didn't have my baseball to go play, I had my cards. And, so they understand. It's always been a big part of my life, even when I couldn't afford them in my 20s to have them like I did. In the 90s was the decade where I was, as a 20-year-old finding my way through this world. I was still purchasing, but I didn't have the capital to buy boxes or big cards. I would go to shows and maybe pick up one $10 card and feel like I did something, which was awesome when I did. I would pick up a pack or two at the 7-Eleven near my house. But that was still, I did what I could, and my parents understood, my family always, I've been always the guy, go to Scott in the family and in my neighborhood with your cards. Now I'm that guy at work and down here where I'm at, but I guess that was the point I'm trying to make, is like, I've been lucky to have family to understand that I'm not just a lunatic.
I mean, the thing is, everyone's got their thing too. We just happen to have sports cards.
Right. Now,
other people are, I don't know, watching some show 80 times, and other people are, have 80,000 comic books, and other people collect, 75,000 different paper clips. Who knows what people do? Some people are, addicted to, going to Starbucks 3 times a day, and they spend $50 on that rather than $50 on cards. Their loss,
Yeah. And I mean, I've always said that people that don't really, pick up cards and yeah, there you go. Eastern Cadet said or crack. You know, the people that don't get the feeling when they get their player or you know they're so stuck in one narrow niche of this hobby or you know I enjoy it all. I collect. I'm a collector. I don't put myself in a niche. I don't try to close the walls around me to open myself up to other parts of this hobby or other hobbies there is. So uh, I know Mike's the same way. If you watch one of his videos, you see cards from 1888 to 2028, and we ain't even got there yet. So, uh, you know, that's what got me to his channels because me and him collect very, very similarly outside of the teams. You get past that, you're okay. Scott is saying he's better than us. Never, Eric.
You son of a bitch.
I am a son of a. If I said that, y'all should all just kick my ass at the national.
All right, let's plan it.
Yeah,
everybody beat up Big Scott 35 at the national.
Yep. Put a soap in your sock and tie me down. Wait a minute. Okay. Anyway. But you know, I'm just saying I've been lucky. That's it. That my family, my dad's always like, what are you going to do with all these cards? And now that he's realized my channel, these friends that I have, he understands now, you know, and at any point, if I'm desperate for finding, I can turn this into money very, very quickly. You know, maybe not get what I want, but you know, if I have to, I can. But you know, and I don't want to do that. I still, I mean, I know I know this is where we're gonna be all as one here in a minute. In the morning, as I walk out the door, I have shelves it's where I went from got this Ricky, right? I got these shelves behind me and some more as I'm walking past my desk. I've been late to work in the mornings because I stop and start looking at my collection.
So Scott, why were you late for work today? You know, we had a task for you. Well, I was on my way. I was projected to arrive 20 minutes ahead of time, but I just saw the most beautiful thing I had ever seen, and I just couldn't take my eyes off of it. Well, what was it? Well, you wouldn't believe me if I told you.
Right. But what's more intriguing is it's in my collection. My little Scott and Big Scott. My little
Big Scott 35 Hall of Fame.
Right. My little Scott stops and goes, "This is yours." And you know, it's amazing to me. And I can't wait till I talk more about this next Sunday or next weekend about the year end. Which I'm glad that some of our friends are here. I'll probably, you know, have an open invite to really, yeah. So next week to talk about the year and what we're looking forward to next year. I don't really do hobby goals, but you know, I just have not like for a year, but I always have hobby goals, but not for like a yearly hobby goals. I never do that to myself. You know, I always say this is the year I'm going to get down to 175 pounds. And then I go ahead and eat a chocolate cake on Monday and say, well, that's over. But anyway, you know, that's about it for this week. I'm glad y'all chose me again. I'm always going to try to remember to say this for your place to stop and watch on Sunday night. I appreciate each and every one of you. Please be safe this holiday week. Enjoy your Christmas or whatever you and your family celebrate. If it's just family, please celebrate family. Thank you, Eric. Yes, please, on the way out, hit that like button and you know,
and go check out some auctions maybe.
Yeah, there you go.
Michael Card Shop. Ending as early as 15 to 45 minutes. We still got $1 slabs We've got a $30
Thank you, Hitman.
rookie parallel of Paul Skeens. We got a $3 Otani relic. We got a $1.25 clear acetate serial number 10 out of 10. Topps card, Topps update card. We got a Yamamoto rookie for $1 that's numbered to 125. What a time to run some auctions. This super short print Bryce Harper for $1. Sapphire orange refractors for $1.
And also,
you need some sponsors, Scott. So that's why I had to say, I have that big check I have to write you. So I wanted to make sure I got, a little
my
commercial out
buddies
there.
over at Card Hedger too right now, they running some specials. I wanted to make sure I brought up that tonight as well. So head over there if you're looking for some way to track your cards. They're a good way. Always adding inventory for that. So just wanted to add that as well. Till next time, like, share, tell a friend, and we will see ya.